Old School Runescape has added a lot of pets over the years. Players will go out of their way to obtain these pets by doing certain activities, bosses, and skills that they normally wouldn't. However, some pets are just better than others, and this is a fact, and not an opinion at all. Today, we will be ranking them from S tier to E tier, and this will be 100% the only tier list for pets that matters, and it will be completely right, and nobody else's will matter unless they have the same ones that I do, because I'm right, and this is not an opinion. Okay, so pet tier list. Now, I'm very confused in the order they chose to make this tier list. I've seen a few people do this on Twitter, and like, obviously this is the newest one, but it was like here, instead of being, where did I even just put that? Where did it go? It's over here. Like, I don't know why they did that. So for the sake of everything, I'm going to try to put them in the best order I can. Okay, so this is roughly correct. It's a little bit off, I think, but basically this is like the order of when they came out. I think Willie should be up here, but it's close enough, and we're just going to go with that. That is a better order. I was very confused by the order. This will be easier to do. So right off the bat, I think the first ever pet in the game was the Chaos Elemental. And typically, I actually would probably rate it pretty high. But compared to all the other pets that currently exist in the game, I feel like it has to be kind of lower, probably a C or a D. I'm going to start it off with a C right here. It does float. It's pretty cool looking. You have to go to the wilderness to get it. You have to risk yourself being there to obtain it. And so it doesn't just get an E. Now, KBD, you do have to go to the wilderness to enter the lair. However, it's pretty easy to do. It looks really cool. It's got 3 heads. It's a dragon. Who doesn't want a dragon as a pet? I'm also going to give this one a C. For now. Subject to change. But if these two are C's, then I think KQ has to be higher. And KQ's got 2 forms. The green and the orange. The flying form and the big bug form. It's got a lot going for it. Also, Will doesn't have it. So, for that reason, it has to be at least an A. Because Will does not have the pet. And that just makes it so much better. So yeah, that's an A for now. The Mole Pet. Now the Mole Pet is a interesting one because so many people love it, and yet it's so easy to obtain. It's a 1 in 3,000. It's not that rare, and it's in a pretty safe area, and you just pray melee and you avoid all damage. But I think it does rate as good or higher than the Chaos Ellie and the KBDs, so I'm gonna put it in B for now. Subject to change. Dagonoth Kings. Now, my first ever pet was Supreme, but this is unbiased. This is the best list because it's unbiased, so I'm giving it an A. Not because it's biased. It's not at all. No. And I think if Supreme is an A, Prime has to be an A. Rex probably an E, but because it's so rare, we'll bump it up a couple notches. We'll give Rex a C. Just because it's 1 in 5,000. But typically, it'd be an E. Rex, just know that. I'm doing this for you. Just whenever I go for B ring on my hardcore, or group mode, or Trailblazer, just remember that I did that for you, Rex. Just saying. Smoke Devil, Thermi. Now, Thermi, one of my earlier pets that I personally got. However, I don't like it. I never have. Never will. Sure, it drops the occult, but the regular task is better. A lot better. This might be my first E. But if this is an E, then Kraken has to be an E. So Kraken would be like lower than this. So I think it might be a D, and Kraken would be the E. We haven't had an S tier pet yet, but this I think we have to go with this. This makes sense because Thermi is not as cool as a floating purple cloud, or as cool as a 3-headed dragon. Definitely not as cool as this dude with his big claw, even though he should be down here. Just saying, Rex. Just saying. Just saying. I'm gonna put it here. Zammy. Now, the God Wars. This is an interesting one. You guys may not expect this. S. Bandos. E. No, I'm just joking. Bandos is gonna be a B or an A. Bandos is an A. Bandos has done so much by so many people all the time. It's like the most common one. I actually think I might make it a B because even though it's more common than the KQ and you can get about the same kills an hour on, but you get a lot, actually less kills an hour, sorry, than the Dagonauts. It's killed so much. It's not that cool. It's an A or a B. I'm not 100% sure yet. I may have to change this soon. We'll see. Kriara, S. Sarah, either an S or an A. I'm going to put it as an A for now. It's a higher A than Bandos' A, though. So Bandos may have to drop to a B. We'll see what else ends up here to possibly bump Bandos down. Jad. Now, Jad is a classic. Jad is one that we all know, we all love. Jad has to rank higher than these. It may rank as high as the Mole or higher. For now, we're putting it as a nice solid B. For a lot of people, it's their first PVM real experience where they feel those Jad hands. You know, it's literally called Jad hands because you're shaking on it. It's your first time really experiencing a big boss, not just a regular boss that's like got a, you know, a couple times bigger than the player's size, but a massive boss. It's a big step for a lot of people, so it has to be at least a B. Vedion. Now, Vedion, the pet, has both forms. This is not just a boss rating list. This is a pet rating list. Vedion is one of the coolest pets in the game. Has to be an S. It comes from the wilderness, right in the heart of the wilderness. Has both forms. It does really cool animations. It's pretty much humanoid except for the fact that it's a skeleton. That has to be an S. 100%. Put it right between these two. They'll be his bodyguards. Callisto. Now, similarly, also deep in the wilderness. It's a bear, but it's not in the heart of the wilderness. It's either an S or an A. I think I'm going to put it as an A for now. It's not really looked on as much. It's pretty cool, but I don't think it's an S. I think it's an A. I think Callisto Pet's a cool pet. You see somebody, you're like, oh, cool. But you're not like, whoa. You know, there's that difference. There's that cool versus that whoa. That matters. Venenotus. Kind of the same thing. I'd say it's an A as well. You don't really go, oh my god, they have that pet whenever you see it. You really don't. Now, Scorpio. Scorpio, I think, has to rate higher than the Chaos Ellie. They're both in a similar area, unless you're killing the Fanatic for the Chaos Ellie pet. I think it has to be a B. It's a solid pet. You know, 1 in 2K. It's in multi when you go for the pet. When you get it, you have to escape through the wilderness. But it's not really on the same level as Callisto or Venenotus. It's a little bit lower. Has to be a B, I think. Chinchilla. The Chin Pet. Now this one is an interesting one because it is a hunter pet, but you can only get it from catching chins. So, because of that, this is our first skilling pet as well. We're diving into the skilling pets now, as you can see. As I nicely laid it out for us, the Chinchilla Pet does take a little while to get. It also has the golden chin, so it would be a B. But because of the golden chin, it might even bump up to an S. I wish they had the golden chin picture on here, because the golden chin, the Pikachu, as some refer to it as, great pet. People love that thing. Takes a while to get it. Once you get that pet, and then you have to change it, you have to morph it until you get that lucky golden chin roll. I think the golden Chinchilla is an S tier pet. I think it takes a lot of time. You can only do it with one hunter method, catching chins. Obviously, there's multiple types of chins. And then you make it gold. That's S tier to me. The Golem Pet. Now, the Golem Pet, I think, has to be an A or an S. I'm going to put it as an A for now. It definitely ranks higher than the Mole Pet, right? If you look at somebody who has a Golem Pet and you look at somebody with a Mole Pet, you're going to be like, you know what? That Golem Pet's really cool. You're going to completely ignore the Mole Pet. It's just not even there. For that reason, Golem Pet. Now, similarly, RC Pet. A or S. I'm not sure yet. Both of these are A or S. Similar reason. Look at the Mole Pet. Look at the RC Pet. I'm going to be like, cool RC Pet, man. That's cool. Heron. Now, Heron's just an E. Does that need an explanation? No, it doesn't. Rocky. Rocky was okay. Rocky was probably about a C before. But now, you can make it into a red panda. And there's some certain viewers who are red panda fanatics that would hate me for not putting in an S. But I'm going to put it respectably, very respectably, into a B. Because it's still at the end of the day a raccoon. And you get it from stealing stuff. And stealing's not okay. If you got it from, doing lawful acts of good, maybe it'd be an A. But you get it from stealing. Has to be a B. Squirrel. Squirrel pet has to be at least a B. But because of the dark acorn recolor that has recently come out from the sepulcher, I think it goes to an A. It's not quite an S yet. Almost there. Very close, actually. But not quite. Now, the Beaver Pet. Beaver is definitely better than Heron. Is it better than Thermi? Is it on the same level as Rex, KBD, and KSLE? I think it is. I think the Beaver fits onto C. And it's not about what I think. This is completely unbiased. This has no opinion to it. This is just facts. This is not my opinion. This is just the best tier list that exists for the OSRS pets. Completely unbiased. With that said, Tangleroot, S tier pet. Does it need an explanation? No, it doesn't. Because this is facts. Hell Puppy. Now, Hell Puppy, I think, has to be an A. I think it does. It's one of the first Slayer pets to come out. Obviously, we had Thermi and Kraken, but they were horrible. As you could see. Hell Puppy kind of relates to a lot of people. People like dogs. People like hell. Has to be an A. The Hell Puppy is an A tier pet. You see a Hell Puppy, you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Same with the Orphan. The Orphan's not an S tier pet. Takes a while to get. Tedious to kill. A tier pet. Zora. Now, Zora, I was thinking about putting an E. Just because of the bots. And just because who likes Zora, But I think I might put it in D. I think it's a D tier pet. It's a cool pet. But it's just like not that uncommon. And it's just, just, you look at it, you're like, oh, Zora pet. Cool. Zora. Nobody really kills Zora for the pet. Nobody. Phoenix. Now, Phoenix, people do Wintertod for the pet, and you can only get it from Wintertod. You cannot get it from fire making. People like to think it's the fire making pet because you get mostly fire making XP. But you actually get construction XP too, so maybe this is the construction pet. I don't know. I think it rates probably a B. It's a solid B. I feel like the solid pets, the ones that people are like, yeah, that's a nice one to get. Probably a B. Herbie, Herbie's also a B. These are both like the minigame skilling pets. It's a B. I think Pong Linus, as some refer to him as, or the Chompy Pet, also a B, actually. We're on the row of Bs right now. B, B, B. It requires you to do the Elite Diaries, which says something about how much you enjoy RuneScape. So if you can do RuneScape enough, do RuneScape? I just sound like a drug. You can play RuneScape enough to get the Elite Diary done, to get that pet, you deserve a B. You deserve it. Now, Corp. This one's an interesting one. Because when Corp Pet first came out, it was just the Dark Core. And at that point, it was probably a D tier pet. Even though it was 1 in 5,000. But they released the Corp Puppy. Makes it an S. I wish this image was a Corp Puppy and not a Dark Core. Similar to this being a Golden Chinchilla. But can't have it my way because I didn't make this list and I'm too lazy to make my own. That deserves an S. I think we might have just entered the S line here because Bloodhound, S tier pet. KQ, not KQ, what did I just say? Penance Queen, S tier pet. Olm, with the dust. Olm was already an A. With the dust, S tier pet. Why are these two S tier, you may ask? Well, they're very unique. You have to do clues. That's such a unique way to get a pet. And it used to be really horrible. It used to be really, really bad. Back when there was like 30 pets total, it would take a long time to get this pet because you couldn't do clues passively while getting other pets. Penance Queen shows that you have a dedication to this game that nobody else does, or that you're one of those weirdos who really, really likes to do BA 24/7 without being even paid for it. You just like to just do it. Just keep doing it. You're not actually that weird. I think you're cool, but people might say that. I don't know. Anyways, S tier pet. You deserve it. It's if you get that pet, unless you get on your second roll. UIM link. Anyways, Nibbler pet. The Zuck pet. Cal Zuck. Inferno. This is a tough one. Might have to be an A. I would put it at S. See, because it requires some skill at this game to be able to do the Inferno. However, it's not that uncommon once you can do the Inferno. It's pretty quick. It's a pretty fast pet. If it was like 1 in 1,000, it would be an S because of the rate. But the rate being so low or high, so common, makes it an A. Vorkath. I think Vorkath is a solid B. Vorkath is better than Rex. Vorkath is better than Beaver. Definitely better than Zora. We're looking at these two together. Definitely better than Zora. That's a B. Skatizzo. Now, Skatizzo is kind of like Zamorak's counterpart. However, pretty common as long as you can get totems. And you can get totems passively through Slayer. I think this has to be a C tier pet. It's either a C or a B. I think I would put it actually... This is a tough one, actually. I want to put it as a C. I think it's a C. Yeah. Grotesque Guardian. Just for it being so tedious, it deserves an A. Plus, it's got 2 forms, and they both look really cool. It's tedious to kill. It's less tedious now. Pretty similar reason for me giving Hydra an A. Pretty, just counting. Lots of counting. Although Hydra, you make a lot of money, so it's not that bad. But both of these, definitely an A. Now, Sarachnis might be our 3rd E tier pet. Super easy to kill. Pretty common. You get a lot of elites. But the pet, man, we have too many spiders. We have too many spiders. We don't really need it. Why is it here? Why is this a thing? I don't understand it. And so for that, I give it an E. Now, speaking of spiders, we have Lil Zik, or Verzik. Verzik is an A or an S. It's hard to decide, because if it had the transmogs, I think every day of the week it would be an S. If you could make it into Bloat and Maiden and Zarpus and Nilos and Sodaseg and all... I just named all the bosses. I don't know why I did that. I could have just said transmogs, which I did say. So I'm being kind of repetitive. But if it had those, it'd be an S. The reason it's not an S is because it doesn't. Gauntlet. Gauntlet has a transmog, and you only have to do 1 corrupted to get it. That's pretty nice. That's actually very nice. I think it would have been a B without that. If there was only normal Gauntlet, it'd be a B. Because it has the corrupt form, it's an A. It might even be an S. Let's think about this. Why would it be an S? You get a more common one for doing corrupt. You have to be good at Gauntlet to do it. You gain nothing outside of the Gauntlet by doing it, except for money. I think it's actually an S. Congratulations, Gauntlet. Round of applause. Volcano. Now, Volcano came out at the same time as Gauntlet. However, it's a very easy minigame. You basically do masses to get it. Relatively AFK. I think it's a B. I think it's a B tier pet. I think that to the average pet hunter, they would say it's an A, maybe even S. But I think it's a B. It doesn't deserve all the hype it gets. Speaking of hype, Nightmare, our final pet. This came out earlier this year, and we all thought it was going to be very hype, and it died down very quickly. However, getting a drop at Nightmare feels like nothing else. It's amazing. It truly is one of the best places to get a drop at currently, for the feeling of like, wow, we just got that. So when you do Nightmare, that feeling that you get, I think that makes it an A. I don't think it's quite an S. I think it's close. But this is the OSRS pet tier list. Now, I think I'm going to make another video in the future compiling all of your guys' tier lists. Obviously, you're going to have the exact same one as me because this is the best one. But hey, I'm going to send this link into my description below. I'm also going to include my Twitter below. tweet me a picture of your completed list, and I will compile all the data, and we will get ourselves the real official list compiled by you guys. And yeah, with that said, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you could check out my stream. I stream pretty much daily on Twitch. Also drop a like and a comment below. Send me your pet tier list on Twitter so I can compile this data together, and have a great day. Thank you.